Hi, I'm Cory Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at Jayco Motorhomes, and today I'm going to show you the brand new 2026 Seneca XT, as I said, made by Jayco. First and foremost, I want to let you know this is the 35L floor plan. I know when we're on the inside of these, a lot of you folks will fall in love with the floor plan and wonder what is that floor plan. It's the 35L Seneca XT. So I want to talk about a couple changes we made for 2026, but then also just let you know what makes the Seneca XT a Seneca XT. So first and foremost, let you know, we are building on the Ford Super Duty chassis. The 35L comes on the F600 chassis. We also build two other floor plans, one being on the 600 chassis and then the other being on the F550 chassis. But on that one, the 29T, you can option it up to the F600 if you would like. So as I mentioned, the Super Duty chassis, this is a 6.7 liter Power Stroke engine. So it is diesel. You are getting about 330 horsepower and 950 pound-feet of torque. Also want to mention to you that this is the XLT trim package. So this chassis, it is an all-wheel drive chassis. And what I love about that all-wheel drive chassis is it will get you where you need to go. Whether you're driving in inclement weather or potentially on softer surfaces, you will be able to engage the four-wheel drive and be able to get you where you need to go safely. Also with this, as I mentioned, it is diesel, it is the Power Stroke engine, so a very long-lived chassis as well. So what makes the Seneca XT the Seneca XT? First and foremost, we wanted to just really pull out the best qualities of this chassis. As I already mentioned, it's diesel and it's four-wheel drive, and so we wanted to accentuate that chassis. So right off the bat, we put a ride and handling package on it. It does have a 2-inch BDS radius arm suspension lift on it to give you a little more ground clearance, also give you a little bit more of a rugged look. Also on this unit, we have removed Ford's front and rear stabilizer bar. Ford gives us a 1-inch stabilizer bar. We put an 1.5 inch stabilizer bar on. It really increases the stability of this motorhome. So if you are driving on those uneven surfaces, you'll get about 62 to 64% less body roll. So it will help out significantly. And then also on this chassis, we have added the Koni FSD shocks, so the frequency selective dampeners. So what that does is if you start to corner, and your body does want to roll a little bit, only a little bit hydraulic fluid will flow through it to give you the stability you need. Or if you're driving along and you hit that big pothole, it'll dump a lot of hydraulic fluid through those valves and it will soften the ride. So it's a stability and a comfort shock. So right off the bat, our goal here at Jayco is to drive better than anything else in the class we're building. So the ride and handling is improved, the comfort is improved. And so you may ask, why do we go to that full extent? Like, why do we do that when nobody else does? And really that's a fair question because that's added dollars to you as the end user. We do it because, quite frankly, these are not the cheapest units out there. I mean, even on our entry-level Class C, our Red Hawk SE, we're doing things that our competitors are not. And we would hate for you as the end user to buy something, Red Hawk SE or even the Seneca XT, and have dreams and aspirations of using it somewhere, but it doesn't handle well, and so as a result it stays parked in your driveway. You fly to wherever you're going to go and stay at a hotel out there. We do it because it's the right thing to do. It helps with the usability of the coach and really the long-term enjoyment of the coach. So that's the chassis. Also want to point out on this coach, you'll notice we are installing an aftermarket front bumper made by Road Armor, as well as side steps by Road Armor. Now, the front bumper does have an integrated winch cradle in it. We do not install the winch. We allow you to install whatever winch you would like. Also integrated into that bumper, you will find fog lights, and then also floodlight in your overhead front cap. You will have spotlights. And then also on the rear of the coach, we do have fog lights as well. So the key thing with that is that all of these lights that I just mentioned are controlled by the auxiliary switches above the center console. So we want to make sure that wherever you're going, if you are out west on a 2-track, that you have enough lighting to go where you're going, or potentially get into the campground late at night and it's dimly lit, you'll be able to turn on the rear lights to be able to back in very safely. So that is very intentional on our part, just for the safety purposes. Now you'll notice with Jayco we have the Hallmark one-piece seamless fiberglass front cap. There are no exposed seams on that front cap. And there again, we do that intentionally because the whole industry knows that as every sidewall goes forward, connects with the bunk platform, that will be a future leak spot. So our Red Hawk SEs, up through our Seneca XTs, all the way up to our Seneca Prestige, we have hidden that seam behind that fiberglass front cap. There again, to ensure longevity of usage and retaining the value of the motorhome. So with that front cap on these XTs, we have tapered it a bit to make it a little more aerodynamic, also to add to the aesthetic appeal. Now, you will notice on this coach, as I mentioned, this is a 2026. We have a brand new paint scheme for 26. We do have multiple color options. The design's the same, but multiple color options. We want to give the exterior really a facelift, a refresher. Even though it's doing extremely well in the market, it's always good to spruce it up just a little bit from year to year. So brand new paint scheme for this year. You'll also notice as we come back the coach that we do have side mounted cameras, as well as there's a rear backup camera. Those side cameras are actuated when you turn on your turn signals. There's a digital rear view mirror that'll show you what's in this lane in that mirror, so you'll be able to change lanes safely. Now we do have side hung baggage doors. They are not punch in, cut in like a lot of our competitors will have. We call this a Seneca style upfit because we started this on our Seneca years and years ago. You'll also notice that on a lot of our floor plans, we do have a pass-through up and down the coach, and then also up over the frame rail. So a lot of storage inside of these baggage compartments, and there is a rubber diamond tread surface on the bottom to keep things from skidding and sliding around, and really to add to your load being in place and not broken if you have the fragiles down there during transit. Overhead, you will notice that we are using the square windows on these. Square windows, I'll love them, hate them, they are what they are, we love them. But what I love most about them is that the shades on the inside, they have a foil reflective coating facing the outside of the coach. So as a result, it's going to block a lot of the sun's heat and also UV rays, keeping it more temperature controlled on the inside. So that's a big deal. And then when we get inside, you'll be able to see that we frame them out just like your residential windows at home. And we think they look really good. Overhead, we do have legless awnings. With that, since this is the 35L, it does start at the edge of this slide out. We do have an awning topper up there, and then runs the length of the coach, and it also has LED integrated lighting. Now, above that, which we're not going to climb up on the roof, but let me tell you what's on the roof. On the roof, we have a full one sheet of fiberglass. That roof is fully walkable. We encourage you to get up there on a regular basis and check the seals. Anywhere that we cut through the roof, we do put a sealant around those components, and as with any sealant, there is a lifespan. So get up there on a regular basis, check that out. Like I said, fully walkable. You're also going to find the Starlink kit on this coach. What I love about Starlink is that when you are out of cell reception, that you always have access to either the internet for maps, directions, searching Google to see what is around you, or also if you need to make that Wi-Fi call in case of an emergency, you'll always be able to do that. 200 watts of solar on the roof with a dual controller. It is charging and maintaining your 2 house batteries. Now the 2 house batteries, that tray, you can expand them up to 4 house batteries if you'd like. And then once your house batteries are topped off, it'll switch over to your chassis batteries and then start charging your chassis batteries. 15,000 BTU air conditioner with a heat pump in the front, and then in the rear is a 13.5 and no heat pump. So plenty of cooling power if you are in those southwest states, southern states where it's going to be humid or hot and dry, and so just making sure that you have that cooling power. Also, you will find a couple skylights on the roof, and then also you're going to find your exhaust vents for your plumbing. So that's on the roof of this coach. As we come back further, you're going to see the Hallmark Jayco 2+3 warranty, 2-year limited warranty plus a 3-year structural. You know, that 2-year warranty is a big deal. It's twice the industry standard. Everybody else in the market currently in this price point, in this category, simply has a 1-year warranty. And folks, let me tell you, the 2-year warranty is a big deal to us at Jayco. One, It gives you a peace of mind that we stand behind what we build. And the reason I say that is because every chassis comes with a warranty. You know, this Ford chassis comes with its standard warranty, and sometimes we buy stuff based upon warranty. Really, the longer the warranty, I know some imported vehicles, whether you're a fan or not, you know, they have very lengthy warranties, and warranty says a lot about the product. One, because it gives us a peace of mind, and then two, the longer the warranty is, the more feedback the manufacturer can get on how is the product doing over the long term. And so for us, that 2-year warranty is very critical because we're able to get valuable data on that second year, but then it also gives you a peace of mind. You know, that 2-year warranty is not proprietary to us at Jayco. Anybody could do it. Same thing with our front caps all across the board. But in reality, everybody else is a 1 year. We do it because we have a confidence in our product, and it's valuable to us and it's valuable to you. As I already mentioned, this is the JRide Premium, and it's also the 35L floor plan. Now this unit does come with a 30,000 BTU furnace. That is the venting we're seeing behind me. So 30,000 BTU is going to be able to give you adequate heat in those late fall months and then early spring months. Coupled with a fireplace on the inside and that heat pump overhead, really this is going to be a warm, toasty unit for you. But let's keep coming back. You will see an exterior television here. This exterior television is a 40-inch smart TV, as it so says, and so we believe that to be true. Actually, it is. I've used this numerous times. Very easy to be able to stream your favorite programs on that. But then also you'll notice in the side we do have JBL premium audio. For us, that's a big deal because we want you to have a good end user experience. And so after 6 months of customers' ownership of the unit, we send surveys out. Customers give us the good, the ugly, everything in between as far as what they love about the coach or things they would change. And a couple years ago, we noticed that a lot of our end users were saying, you know, we'd just like to have some quality electronic components inside of this. And so really the whole industry uses lower end, very, very low end speakers and audio. And so that was one thing that we noticed right away that we could improve on all of our coaches. So we've added that here. Perfect for watching the football games on a Saturday fall day. Potentially you're into racing, you can watch those on a Sunday, and then anything in between. So plenty of audio and viewing experience pleasures there, and that is all underneath your overhead awning. So come back just a little further. New for this model year, not only as I said the paint, but this is a tankless hot water heater. This is a 60,000 BTU tankless hot water heater. Before we were using a 10-gallon gas electric. That 10-gallon gas electric is a great unit. I love it. It's been around for decades and it's very reliable. But what we were getting feedback on from the end users on those surveys is, could we get it tankless? So for this model year, we have added the tankless on-demand hot water heater for you. So this has been a look at the camp side of the coach. Let's check out the back. Alrighty, so we've made the long trip around to the back of the coach. Not really, it's just around the corner. But what you'll notice here, some things I do want to point out, as I mentioned, these fog lights, floodlights down below to be able to back into your campsite, auxiliary switch on your overhead console. Also on this, you will see the full seamless one-piece fiberglass rear cap as well. There again, it does provide some aesthetic looks, but it also provides a little bit of extra insulation from audio, noise, exterior, but then also temperature as well. Our regular rear wall is behind this, then you're gonna have an air gap, and then you're gonna have this fiberglass rear cap. So overhead, we do have the rear backup camera, as I mentioned. We have the third brake light overhead. And then also above that brake light, we do have a mount for a collapsible ladder. So a couple years ago, we changed from a fixed rear ladder on this coach to that collapsible one. What I love about it is it really cleans up the backside. Also, you can store it away when not in use. And then finally, the great thing that I love about it is when you mount it up there, you can angle your ladder out a little bit more, so it feels a little bit more safe as you're climbing up there versus the straight vertical climb of a traditional RV ladder. Down below, you will see we have a 12,000 pound hitch receiver mounted. The tow capacity on this coach is 12,000 pounds, and the way we get that is we take the gross combined weight rating, subtract the gross vehicle weight rating, and then we're left with 12,000 pounds. Now, can it do more? It technically can do more, but understand you're going to have to limit what you're putting into the coach to add those extra pounds to what you're towing. So this also has a 1,200 pound tongue weight rating. So we are set up for you to be able to tow your toys out into the desert and just have a good time for the weekend. So wanted to point that out to you. Also have a 7-pin and 4-pin wiring down there. And then also you're going to see the integrated rear tail lights, very wide, very set off to the side. Those are LED, so they are going to illuminate everything behind you very brightly. So that way cars that are following will get plenty of stopping notification as soon as you tap those brakes. So that's been the rear of the coach. Let's check out the off-camp side. Alrighty, so we're on the off-camp side. A few things I want to point out to you. Right behind me is our bed slide. Off-camp side, theater seats. Camp side is your dinette. Both of those are using power gear systems. Prior model years, we had a Schwintek here, a Schwintek on our theater seats, and then on the off-camp side, we had the power gear. This year, we changed to power gear, Schwintek. The key thing about Jayco is we are using Schwintek only on our small bedroom slides. And that's significant because I do see some manufacturers using a non-power gear system on a full wall slide or on a very large slide. The problem with using a Schwintek, in our opinion, on a full wall slide or a longer slide is that you're maxing out the capacity of that slide motor and slide system. So we're using it only in small areas. We have a very high reliability rating on these used in bedrooms. And then just for peace of mind, this model year, we did change that theater seat slide out to a power gear system. There again for the reliability. Down below we do have a small rotocast storage compartment. Nice thing about that is you can easily wash it out. You can put your muddy boots in, muddy shoes. Coming one more, you will see that this is the area that I mentioned. We do have the collapsible ladder in it. We have a power cord reel on this 35L floor plan, and then this white deal here is for your Starlink system. Come with me one more. This is going to be our wet bay area. You can see on our wet bay area, it is diagrammed, color-coded, very easy to use. You have your exterior shower here, nice paper towel holder, and then also a coax cable hookup. And then also, finally, you have your black tank flush, and then also your city water fill connection. 2 fuel tanks. One is a 40-gallon diesel tank. The other is a 27-gallon diesel fuel tank. There is a transfer pump between them. So as your front tank is being used from your rear auxiliary tank, it will pump into your front main tank. You can notice here that we do have another small storage area. That is our valve, gate valve for our gray tank, which is going to empty down below here. One more, you will notice this is our battery slide out tray area. As I mentioned, the 2 house batteries being 6-volt AGM. There is room on the back side of that tray for 2 more if you'd like to add a little bit more power to this coach. Finally, 2 more compartments. This is going to be your pass-through north and south, and then also over the coach. And then one last thing, this is going to be the area for our 4-point hydraulic leveling jacks. That hydraulic reservoir, very easy to see, very easy to fill fuel your hydraulic system there. So spend a look at the off-camp side. Let's go inside now. Alrighty, we are inside the 35L Seneca XT made by Jayco. I want to start from really front to back, give you guys a walkthrough of this so you can just get a feel for the unit. Behind me, you will notice, as I mentioned, this is the Ford XLT chassis. This unit's on the F600. Everything from the dash forward is Ford OE. So just so you know, that's all Ford, except for that digital rear view camera that's going to show your turn signals and then also your rear backup camera. These seats, those are actually Ford as well. We recover those, and then center console we have installed ourselves. So very comfortable. What I love about this chassis is that there's a lot of legroom in it. It feels really like an F-150 truck or maybe a Silverado truck. Just a lot of legroom inside of it. So very comfortable to drive, very easy to drive. Overhead, we have a overhead bunk rated at 750 pounds. The industry average on these, 425 to 450, you know, as I mentioned outside the 2-year warranty. Just doing small stuff like this is what enables us to have confidence in our product, extend it out to that 2 years, and then also say 750 pounds is never used up there. At least you have the peace of mind that the unit's been built well. Behind me, what is this weird thing? I call it a child safety net. At the same time, you can just call it a sleeping safety net or a I'm taking stuff down the road safety net. This is rated at 200 pounds, I believe, just to be able to secure what's up there from falling out to the backside of this. You'll notice behind me that large panoramic window that you see on the outside of the cap. That is a power shade, so power down, power up. What I love about that is we've been using that style window since model year 17, I believe. This is 26, as I mentioned, so 9 years now. And the way we install that is the exact same way Ford installs their front windshield on this. About a 1/4 inch recess, 3/4 inch lip, brand of sealant around it that as it cures, it remains flexible. So I can tell you that the money we spend on this one-piece fiberglass front cap, it's a lot of money. Frequently, it's the most expensive thing we put on any of our Class Cs, whether it's a Red Hawk SE, all the way up into your Seneca lineup, is that we've spent money to protect this vulnerable area from water infiltration. And so in the same way, we want to make sure that there's no water infiltration up there, or we've just really wasted money on this cap. And so we have a very strong track record with water infiltration on that. I can tell you that since I've been here, which is the duration since that front window has started, we've had 0 warranty claims on water infiltration from that window. So we did our due diligence. We worked on multiple molds to get it right. And when we nailed it, we installed it. And what folks love about it is it just lets a lot of natural light in. If you are in those warmer states, I would encourage you to keep that down just so it doesn't turn into a greenhouse in here. So the power shade is run by a switch over on this side behind the curtain. And then you'll also notice front overhead light there. Surrounding ABS, you do have cubbies, cup holders on this side. You have a 120 volt outlet as well as dual 12 volt USB. So coming up a little bit, theater seats. This is optioned in this unit, not standard. Standard, you'll get a sofa. These are power, and they do run off of your inverter. So if you want to play around with them at a dealer's lot, just make sure that the inverter is turned on frequently, whether I'm at a show or even doing dealer training at a lot. Folks will wonder why these don't work. These do run off of your inverter, so that's on. You also have your dual USB charging down below. Overhead, this is our Arcadian Ash decor package, our wood package. You will notice that we have new for this year, we do have soft close hinges. Nice thing about that is it feels a lot more like home. A couple years ago, we oversized our door fronts and drawer fronts to make it feel more residential. For this unit, for this year, we have made soft closing on our drawers and our overhead cabinets. Now, new for this year as well, we did change wallboard. This is a new wallboard for this model year. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter to be able to add some more interior visual appeal, but then also it does make it feel a lot brighter inside of this coach. If we come over to our camp side, as I mentioned on the outside, this is our dinette slide. Both of these slides are power gear systems. You will find the JBL Premium audio carried over into the interior of the coach. And what I love about this Aura soundbar is multiple zones to where I can run it inside, I can run it outside, and it is hooked into your 50-inch smart television that's on the televator. Now behind that, you'll notice, perfect example of why I said I love these windows. These shades, as I mentioned, foil lined on the outside, but then the way we're able to finish it off just makes it look very good. And then you have your sconce accent lighting here. Down below, this is the Jayco exclusive legless dinette. What I love about this is it's very secure. I can put my elbows on it, I can put a turkey on it and not have to worry about it dropping down a little bit. Very easy to turn this area into a bed simply by lifting this up, pivoting it down, and then use my back cushions as fillers. You'll notice the seat belts are out. That is on purpose. So this coach, really every coach we build, a seat belt in every seating position. That's one of the differences between Jayco and other brands. So in this coach, you can safely travel with and seatbelt 2, 4, 6, 8 people. So a lot of seatbelts within this coach, and very safe unit. In your forward-facing dinette, there are 2 child safety tethers. And just to note on that, those are actually welded down into our seatbelt base bracket. So a very robust system. We're not just tacking it into a wood stud in the wall, but taking it down and anchoring it into the floor. So talking about the structure of this coach, our walls, our roof, our floor, they're all vacuum bonded. So vacuum bonded means we put adhesive on every layer of that wall sandwich, send it into a vacuum press, 144 tons of pressure for 16 to 18 minutes, bring it out, and then we do a delamination test on all of our cutouts. So we'll take a window cutout, we'll run it into a delaminator. A delaminator is simply a wall shredder. So it separates all the components that are inside of this wall. And our goal is to see component shred versus a clean separation. If there's a clean separation of those components, it means that the adhesive did not work, it did not activate, and then a whole wall would be scrapped and a new wall would be built. Now, key thing about this is we have our own lamination facility that is temperature controlled and humidity controlled. So year round, we're getting a great lamination. So it doesn't matter if it's wintertime, cold, dry, summertime, hot, humid, we're getting the exact same lamination process year round. So we take a lot of pride that we do that in-house, as well as our checks and balances in installing and manufacturing these walls. So this has been a look at the front of the coach. Let's flip around and I'll show you the backside. Alrighty, so we are in the back of the coach. One of the things I want to point out new for this year is this little peninsula. It's about an 8-inch peninsula that pops out of our kitchen countertop here. The reason this is new, as I mentioned on the outside, we changed from a Schwinn-Tech system on this slide to a Power Gear system. A Power Gear system is a floor-mounted slide system versus your Schwinn-Tech being sidewall, end wall mounted. So in order to cover that mechanism down below, we had to kick out a peninsula. But the nice thing about it is we only brought it out about 8 inches. It really did not cut into your living area. Also gave you 8 inches more of prep area here. So that's a nice thing. But I wanted to point that out because that's new for this year. Also, you'll see our wireless charging port as well as pop-up tower for 120 volts there. Overhead, we have a residential size microwave. Now folks, this is a convection microwave oven too. So what I love about convection microwave ovens, if you've not seen any of my other videos, is if you're using this thing in the summer, even though you have a 15K up front, 13.5 in the rear, if we had an oven down below, as soon as you turn that oven on, you're essentially turning on your furnace. Why? Because it burns propane and just emits a lot of heat. This is vented outside. So the great thing about this is I am not bringing heat inside of the coach. Reason number one, it's cooler on the inside. Reason number two, what I love about it is I have paid for my fuel, aka electricity, when I pay for my campground space. So this runs off of either your shore power, 50 amp shore power, or it runs off of your 6,000 watt diesel generator. So your diesel generator is a renewable resource in my opinion, because propane is fixed on board, you have to go somewhere. Whereas when you're filling up your chassis fuel tank, you're constantly refilling your diesel generator. So you've already paid for your power on this, so you might as well just use that versus a propane oven. Second thing is, or excuse me, we're on number 3 now, aren't we? Third thing is I get even cooking all the way around it. So if I put my Cornish game hen in there, I'm getting a nice even bake all the way around it. If I have an oven down here, first of all, good luck getting your Cornish game hen in there. Second of all, it'll just heat down below, so an uneven cook. And then fourth and finally, if we had an oven down here, we would miss out on really this abundant storage down below. And so frequently the oven is used for a storage area. So as a result, what we've done is given you storage and put your oven up here in the microwave. So I love that aspect. Induction cooktop. Induction cooktops are great simply because they're extremely safe. I say extremely safe because maybe a family's out here camping, or maybe just the end of the day you're tired and you're a little bit negligent. You can put your hand on here and you are not going to burn yourself. Even if it's on, you accidentally bump it, there is no, as long as there's not a skillet on here, an induction pan, you will not have heat coming out of there. So very safe. And there again, when I'm plugged in at the RV park or using my generator, I'm able to use that guy. But referencing storage on our island, we do have a bank of cabinet drawers. I already showed you that storage. Behind me, we do have our overhead cabinets. They're again very beautifully appointed, soft close. We do have magnets on there as catches and retainers. And then down below, we do have nice storage down below the sink. Solid surface countertops. I don't know if you missed that. One weird thing I want to point out, but one thing I love about this coach is the style of screen door we use here. Frequently, in order to close your blind, you're going to have to open your screen door, open your regular door, go outside, close your blind. But on this door, starts to get night, I want a little bit of privacy. Just from the inside, I'm able to close that. And I can tell you that is an extremely nice feature. It seems trivial, but it's nice. If you ever use one of these, going outside, opening your door, closing that gets very annoying. So on the inside, super nice coat hook behind me. We have a wireless pad here that controls our Firefly multiplex system. Down below, 4-point hydraulic leveling jacks, our inverter, house power, and then being able to turn your power entry step on and off. If we come back into still the kitchen area, technically, we have an 18 cubic foot stainless steel residential refrigerator. Plenty of room inside of this. If you are going to those remote places, great thing about this refrigerator is just the size of it. Folks, this is pretty close to a residential refrigerator that you're going to have at your house. I believe residential refrigerators start around that 15 cubic foot and they can go up to 26, I believe, if you're just talking standard regular box store refrigerators. So we've got an 18 here. Nice freezer area down below that want to point out to you because there's plenty of room in there for all of your push pops or whatever you need. Coming back a little bit, new for this model year, we have our pull-out pantry drawers. So prior years, this was just a deep pantry where you could put your cereal boxes in, but then you have to reach back for them. Now this overhead is going to be nice and overhead drawer is going to be nice and suitable for your tall things, but it's able to come out to you to access those. So that's new for this year. And as I already mentioned, the Firefly system right here to my left, your right. This is a whole house control. Download the app to your phone, sit out at the fireplace, control the coach. Say Junior needs to go to the bathroom, it's dark inside, he's not quite ready to go alone in the dark in a motorhome. Could be fear, could be trust, could be anything. Simply from my app outside, I can turn on specific lights to get him into the bathroom, out of the bathroom, and then turn them off. So you're conserving power there as well. Now, another new thing for this model year that we're super excited about is this shower stack. What I love about this shower stack is it has an integrated shower miser into it. So this unit being a little more rugged than the other ones we build, we envision it more times going into those remote places than say maybe what a Red Hawk SE would. So we integrated the shower miser. The shower miser is, it's able to conserve your fresh water. So rather than like at home when you turn on your hot water in your shower, you stand outside for about 2 minutes while your PEX lines on your house purge themselves of the cold water and then you get the hot. This simply, I turn on my shower miser, turn on my shower. It's a recirculating line, and then there's a blue disc overhead that when that turns opaque white, then it means my shower is up to temperature and it's ready to shower, so I can get in my shower, close my shower miser, and then I have comfortable shower water coming out. So that's new for this year. Super excited, and there again, you guys requested it, so we gave it to you. Coming back into the bathroom, you will notice that we do have a macerating toilet. That macerating toilet is very nice. It takes your waste, makes it smaller, kind of grinds it up, and then it's easier to expose and then less chance of debris getting hung up in your black tank. Come back to the bedroom with me if you will. As I mentioned on the outside, your auxiliary fireplace heat. Nice thing about this is I can be reclining in my bed. This is a power bed, just so you know. And I can set the stage in here if it's nighttime and I just want to relax. I can turn this on and either just have the lights inside, kind of giving us the fireplace feel, or I can actually turn on the heat as well and make it a usable heat source. So a lot like a space heater if you're unfamiliar with these, but the nice thing is that it gives you visual appeal as well. Overhead, we do have a 32-inch smart TV with storage below, dual struts. You'll see a wardrobe on both sides. Now this unit is one of our floor plans that we can do washer dryer in it. And so this has been optioned with a combo washer dryer. So in our units, the way you'll know if you can get a washer dryer in something or not is whether it's on a 360 walkthrough or you're down at the dealer's lot. If you see these louvers, it means washer dryer. It's either going to be in your bedroom or it's going to be in your bathroom. So I wanted to point that out to you. And then, like I said, overhead nice storage cabinets. Now, this is a king size bed. This king size bed is power. What I love about that is, folks, I'm not the youngest guy in the world, but I'm not the oldest as well. But I'm at a point where when I put on my shoes, I just want to sit down. So the nice thing about this is at the foot of your bed, you can sit down, you can put on your shoes, you can get dressed and changed for the day, and very nice in that. But then also, as I mentioned, end of the day, I can either recline this all the way up like it is now, put it partially down or flat if I want to watch television or just the ambiance of the fireplace. Now you will notice that overhead we have a full bank of cabinet doors. These are soft close as well. And then we have nice reading lights down below. And then on your side nightstands, these are usable. So they're not just for decor. I can open up the door and be able to store stuff inside. But then also I have my wireless charging. And then on the sides, I have USB charging as well. So power wherever you need it. And then on the bed base, you will find 120 volt outlets on both sides. You have your rear window here. This rear window is an egress window, but the nice thing about it is you still get your shade and you're able to obviously egress in case there's a fire inside of this coach. So this has been a complete walkthrough, folks, of this 35L Jayco Seneca XT. I want to thank you for watching this video. I recognize that as you're watching our videos, they're not the shortest videos. We want to give you an exhaustive look at the inside, point out all the features and benefits that exist to really educate you on our product. So if you're interested in our Seneca XTs, maybe even this floor plan, call your local dealer, see if they have any in stock. You wonder who your local dealer is. That's a fair question. Jayco.com, and then we have a dealer locator. You'll put in your state or province information. You'll do a drop down to find Seneca XT. You'll click on it. You'll hit search, and it'll tell you who your closest dealer is. Give them a call, ask any question you have. If by chance you happen to stump them, always feel free to call our 800 number here at the factory. Let the receptionist know what state or province you're from, kind of the same routine that we did on that dealer locator, state or province you're from, what you're interested in. And the key thing is to ask for a regional sales manager. We employ regional sales managers who do training on dealers' lots. They wholesale to dealers' lots. They're very educated individuals. If by chance you happen to stump them with one of your questions, I can tell you that they will tell you, I don't know, let me check with engineering or let me check with production and I'll get right back with you. That's the great thing about our company is we want to give you the answers you need to make a great decision on your motorhome purchase. So again, my name is Cory Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at the Jayco Motorhome Group. Thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you get out and put your eyes and hands on this unit, and better than that, that you get out camping in one of these.